crazy is this road? What the? It's been this super wide gravel road that Good morning, day 6. Just coming back up from the river here. Did some housekeeping and beautiful day. It's going to be so much warmer. Great sleep last night. Hardly any bugs in the tent. There's a giant crow just cracking away here all morning though. Once again, this was a great choice. Great sleep last night. Hardly any bugs in the tent. Mosquitoes are out here now, but nothing I can't handle. Got the sites all packed up. Just gotta put on my gear and we'll hit the road again here. Plan of the day is to get to kilometer 381. Big surprise when I get there. I've got some big plans, something that we take for granted every day that I am in desperate need of. And after that, I'm not sure where I'm going to camp. I'm not going to camp in the same spot as I did before. I want to try a different place, try out as many different places as possible. But the last 2 days have been 12 hours of riding each, and I'm just not going to do that today. That's not in the cards. So we're going to get as far as we can, but we're not going to push it. And we're going to enjoy and settle down a little early. Maybe even have a campfire tonight. That would be nice. So that being said, I'm off and rolling. Here we go. At the end of the last episode, I was unable to film my ride in the evening because my memory cards were all full, but I ended up making it to the Pontois River Campground at kilometer 203. This is one of the nicer campgrounds and pretty remote. As we will see later, the campgrounds closer to James Bay Road, Billy Diamond Highway, can be busier than you may expect. Once again, this campground has facilities, covered picnic areas, scenic lookout, and campsites along with a boat launch. The bridge can be seen from the lookout at the campground, which is down a path to the river, which would have been a great spot had I brought my fishing pole. Apparently the locals still weren't impressed with my newfound gravel riding prowess, as I was passed repeatedly from the surprisingly busy weekend traffic in both directions. This meant I had to incorporate a scan with my mirrors to see if anyone was approaching from behind me, while using as much of the road as possible to drift from lane to lane in the very loose and sometimes deep gravel. You can see here one moment with a lack of concentration and outside of the lanes, and you can be spit out towards the ditches. I was able to make some great time through this section. If I had to guess, I would say I was averaging close to 80 kilometers per hour. I was so thankful that the weather had been on my side for most of the week, as that would have totally changed the outlook of the trip and this ride. Run, buddy, run! Even at 80 or 90 kilometers an hour, I was still being passed by faster traffic. The views were still spectacular, and I was soaking them in as my time on the Trans Taiga was quickly coming to an end.
Sand! Bam!
The road, however, still had many holes, ruts, and washboard under the endless amounts of loose gravel. That and my increased confidence and speed meant the bike was taking quite a beating.
Jack.
To the bike's credit, it was holding up remarkably well. I did a circle check on the bike every morning and already greased the chain twice while on the Trans Taiga, but that was the only maintenance required to this point. I was very thankful I saw this ahead of time. I still don't know why they were doing a U-turn at this particular part of the road, as the closest turn-offs or access roads were miles away in either direction. Either way, they probably did pick the best, if not only spot for a U-turn, so oncoming traffic in either direction could see them. They must have had a special, local-only known fishing hold or riding path, because after letting me go ahead, I never saw them in my mirrors again. Another cool surprise was another helicopter just taking off from the LG3 airport. That made it 5 helicopters I had seen in the past 3 days.
Somebody lost something.
It was getting close to lunch, and after checking my notes that I had brought with me from the James Bay Road website, I decided to turn around and check out the last of the campgrounds here on the Trans Taiga, Robert Bourassa Reservoir Campground.
62.
The campground is 3 kilometers from the road, and it is a beautiful drive-in. It has facilities, a boat launch with picnic tables, and quite a few campsites, as you will be able to see here. I drove by this group of family friends who all came to introduce themselves to me and meet me while I was enjoying my lunch. We talked for quite some time, and I was pleased to see Melissa's parents again coming back from a fishing expedition. If you remember, they were the family I camped beside at kilometer 56 campsite on my first night on the Trans Taiga. This group of 3 or 4 families apparently all come up for at least a month together every single year. And what a spot they have. I was super envious. This is living life right. So, made it to our first stop here. Met Robert Barassa Reservoir. It's kilometer 62. Rustic campground, boat launch. It said a scenic lookout, but I don't see the scenic lookout. Got some beautiful view. Got some guys just coming in from some fishing here now. I had a boat over here. The view is spectacular. It's just gorgeous. Coming in. So, gonna have some lunch here, and then it's another 62 kilometers of. Hi there. Bonjour. 62 more kilometers of gravel, and then back to some pavement, which I'm gonna love. So I'll eat up, drink up, and get back on the road here shortly. Gets used a lot. Okay, 62 kilometers of gravel, and we will call this Trans-Taiga Road conquered. So, let's load it up here. Still more fishermen out for the weekend to take advantage of some of the best walleye fishing and spawning grounds in all of Canada. As I continued getting closer to the start of the Trans Taiga, the more traffic there was going in the opposite direction. And the closer to the start, the less loose gravel, but more bone-jarring hits the bike and I took. Doing good, brother. But at this point, my mind was focused more on the fact that the end was near and my time on the Trans Taiga was just about finished. Alrighty, well, here we are back at the beginning of the Trans Taiga. Down here is the stop sign, so I'm gonna say at this point, accomplished, mission accomplished. That's about 1,330 plus kilometers on the gravel in the last 2 days and a bit, so enough gravel for me, covered from head to toe. Looking forward to getting onto some paved roads again, and especially my little treat at the gas stop 381 here momentarily. So sad to be going, but it's now, like, I'd say now is more poetic, or feels like an accomplishment. When I got to the end there, it was kind of a disappointment that the there's no mile marker 666, there's no real end. It doesn't tell you where the Trans Taiga really ends, so kind of a letdown. And then knowing you have to come back another 666 kilometers is it's kind of disheartening at first, but now that I'm back here, I'm really glad I did it. Noticed a tremendous improvement in my riding on the gravel. Nice treat there at the end, getting to see the family that I stayed with there at mile marker 52 the first night on here too. So everybody's been so friendly this trip. It's been fantastic, absolutely phenomenal. So back on the road, heading home, and Trans Taiga is done.